Street Fame Podcast, back with another episode. We want to welcome everybody. Still Grammar's in the building.
How you doing? How you
Get
doing?
used to
Still
seeing
Graham?
his face, man. He got the
Yeah.
big, we ain't gonna talk about that, but
Nah. That's all him, man.
I'll mess with you. First thing, I want to talk about let's talk about like Jada Youngin real quick. You heard about Jada Youngin? You heard about him, right?
Yeah, I heard about him.
Okay, so
Another loss.
Jada Youngin got murdered. He a rapper out of Louisiana. He got murdered in his own front yard, right?
On front yard.
Yeah. So the crazy thing is, he was what, like 23, 24, something like that?
Yeah, he's a youngster.
Yeah.
Super youngster.
So you didn't hear nothing about that?
No.
Okay.
I missed that one.
So the thing is, RIP first and foremost. I never met him, but I just hate to see, all our young men getting gunned down, especially the rappers. We keep losing people. The thing I want to talk about, though, is the fact that I talked to with Still Ground about this before. It's usually the ones who pose with the guns that's getting shot down.
I think so.
True.
What you think about that?
I haven't looked into it that way, so I'm not sure about that. If that's the case, then what can they do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I will say, like, we had that conversation about, like, a lot of rappers are rapping about they own go, but that just give the next person an opportunity to know how to come at you. And that was the end conversation, like the outcome, like, why are they showing all these guns and making a bold statement and they the ones getting killed?
I mean, like, I looked at a YouTube video and it showed, like, I think in, like, 1 year, like, 50 rappers got killed. But they wasn't all, like, big rappers, but just in general. And when I looked at, they show, like, video clips of their videos. And almost every one of these people's videos, they had guns in the videos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, what do you feel, Leah? Like, what do you feel about that? What's your?
America is a gun culture society. I don't think a lot of the other countries have these issues. So I don't think it's primarily rap music. I think it's America gun culture, because you got kids shooting, schools up, restaurants up, supermarkets. You have guns in every movie that is produced. So people are they're gonna live their life the way they see life, and if that's all you see, then that ends up becoming your culture.
So what's your take on the Second Amendment?
I think people can have guns, but not automatic weapons.
Okay. What's your take, bro?
Man, I feel like we all know, like, as a culture, and I'm just speaking for our culture, that they push a narrative that our culture only sees. So right now, the industry understands that violence and negativity is what's making the money. It's getting the views. It's getting the say so. Because think about every time these rappers go up, not only are they streams going up, not only do these labels and people have insurance policy on them. Maybe not all of them, but we know that's just a part of the game. And it's for up to us to understand, like, are we going to continue to be puppets, or are we going to grow as a community ourselves and change our own narrative?
Okay.
Very true.
Well, I mean, I agree with both of y'all. I mean, it's just, it is what it is at this point. But I feel like if you're going to carry guns, like, whether you're a rapper or not, like you say, you don't got to let everybody know you got it. Just, you know what I'm saying, move in silence. You know what I mean? Because when people know you got it, they know how they got to hit you. They
coming straight at you. They ain't no talking.
So just, you ain't got to show it off. But that's just my take on it. I'm not trying to knock nobody. But on another note, Fabio Foreign is a rapper from New York. If y'all don't know, if you don't know, he made the Big Drip song. He talked about how Mace paid him $5,000 to sign this record contract. Now, first and foremost, if that is the case, why would you sign a record deal for $5,000?
So do you think that's the case?
I'm just saying, but if that is the case,
would that make sense to you?
If that's the case, why would you do it? Is what I'm asking you. So who takes the blame for that?
Well, right now, you want to just talk on.
No,
just not to dive right into it, because I kind of understand it. Like,
can I just say what I know about it? Because I don't know everything about
it,
and I don't really know. I'm not into Fabio Foreign.
Okay, let's say what you know about it.
The little bit that I know is the interview I saw that Mace did, and he said that the deal did not include his publishing.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because P Diddy, they said that he diddied the deal, right? But
Yeah.
he says, how can I diddy the deal if the deal didn't include publishing?
We're gonna talk about it, but
You know what I'm saying?
let's talk about this $5,000 real quick.
Hey, look, hey, he signed for $5,000, dude.
Okay.
Like whatever agreement, he must have felt the agreement was good at that time to only accept $5,000 because
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if he caught the attention of Mace, he caught the attention of a few other people too.
Okay. Well, my thing is like we're gonna talk about actual details. 'Cause I watched most of the interview when he talked about it as well. But I just
Okay.
wanted to put that out there for the people who only heard about the $5,000 part.
Yeah.
The $5,000
Finance.
part. This is my whole thing, right? Sometimes I feel like it is a good situation, believe it or not, to take the $5,000 because if you a rapper who you pushing like he was 30, I believe, like 30 years old,
Yeah.
and you've been trying for all this time, and you
Yeah.
get somebody like Mace who has influence. He might not be on top of the boards or the charts, but he
He's
has
in the
influence. So for you to sign with somebody like that, I feel like it is an appropriate time to take that because when you take that money, he got influence where he can put you in front of the right people. Because it's so many people that can rap, but they don't have the platform to be heard.
Yeah. Exactly.
So-
Or the machine behind him to be heard.
So why is it an issue then?
I mean, it becomes an issue, I think, when people get bigger. When they be done made it, they feel like, oh, I got burned, I got screwed. And I'm not just talking about his deal. I'm talking about a lot of rapper deals. You hear a lot of rappers complaining, like years later, about, man, they got the contract, they ain't get my money, all this stuff. But at the beginning, it's like you got to understand the business. Like they took you from poverty a lot of times,
Yeah.
and you got money. You ain't got the money that you probably deserve, but they took you out of a situation that you was in. So would you be better off without that deal, or if you would have walked away from that deal, or where you at right now?
I guess that's a question he has to answer.
I'm just saying this in general as a rapper, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to ask yourself, was I better off before I signed that deal or where I'm at now?
I think it's more become a ego thing where people look at them different because they did sign for a deal. All these different deals, because we can name a whole bunch of them, Meek Mills, Young Blue, and all these different deals. But at the end of the day, like you said, they started from the bottom. They got with somebody who had ties to the industry that put them in position to do something that was bigger than themselves. Now, if they chose to stay solid with that person, just, hey, this what happened, yeah, man, but I'm here now, and accept that. If that's what they feel comfortable doing, I think that'd be a better option.
Well, I mean, like I said, to me, I feel like you just got to look at the circumstances because really, when you get that money, it's really just an advance anyways. It's not like they're giving you
I ain't heard no
$1
good
million.
news
You know what I'm saying? This is $1 million advance for you to work on your album, work on this, to do this. It's for all your expenses that you about to accumulate. Now let's just say you sign with somebody for less money, but they taking care of all of your bills.
Yeah.
You kind of in the same situation, right? So it's like I'm not gonna say people can't complain or have the space to complain because I don't know what the contracts say, but I will say that a lot of rappers who are complaining, they need to look at the big picture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
This is the type of situation where you say money isn't everything because maybe the influence is more important to him than the money.
Gotcha. So from what I heard, Mace when he cleared it up, he said he actually gave Fabio Foreign $750,000.
Yeah.
Right. But Fabio's story was that he gave him $5,000. But the way he explained it, if you watched the interview, he said
I didn't watch the
he
whole
said
thing.
he gave him $5,000 before the deal. That was just like on GP, like he flew him out, had a couple meetings with him. He shot him $5,000. But he said when he took him to Def Jam, he got him signed that same day. And Def Jam dropped. He took 800 and Fabio took 700
Yeah.
because he said Fabio had already, he already had gave him 50 grand at this
He
point.
was invested in them 50 grand.
He invested 50 grand into him. So he took, instead of a 50-50 split, he took 800 and Mace took Fabio took 700. But also the thing is, like she said, he also gave him his own publishing. Now he don't have his masters, he was saying, but he got his publishing, which
Yeah.
is a big deal because a lot of people don't get their publishing or like the full publishing. They get some kind of percentage or whatever. So I don't know the whole deal, but based on that, to me, when you break it down like that, it actually makes sense.
And And if you hear, I'm gonna add a little bit to that. He said the original 5,000 was kind of solidified as a contract so that he didn't screw both of them at the end of
That's
the
what
day.
he was saying. So he
It,
had to run
it
off.
was it was basically his safety net. And hey, I'm gonna give you $5,000 now. Sign this paperwork.
This is a
and
good
watch,
faith thing.
and just watch me go work my magic.
And give me time to work it. Basically,
Yeah.
it's like a good faith advancement of $5,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, in that situation, I mean, I feel like Fabio, I don't know him. I mean, I bumped into him once, but I don't know him. He, I mean, he got a good deal from the situation, from the looks of things.
Yeah.
You can't say it's Diddy 2.0 like they're trying to say Mace is, because Diddy don't give you the publishing. Diddy not gonna give you no 50 split. Like, it's a lot of different things that you gotta look at that you're not gonna get with Diddy that Mace was able to do. Plus his influence is what I feel like. Anybody can't just go to these record labels and just knock on the door and be like, look, listen to me rap real quick. Everybody, you can't do that no more.
A lot.
So
I suspect a lot of people have been given the same type of deal they don't want to say. Because didn't Megan Thee Stallion say that she had a $10,000 deal? And she's Meg the Stallion. So think about, like, the little rappers. You know, they probably doing it for free at this point. Just to be influential. Just to be loved and get that attention. It's not. I don't think it's about the money anymore. I think it's more about the love and the attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think so too. Cause I know some artists signed for 50,000.
Oh.
Well, let's, it go back to influence, like I said. It go back to what can this person do for me that I can't do for myself, is what I feel like. If you're an independent artist and you can independently get it, go get it. But if you aren't getting there, and like when Fabio first tried to get signed, they were saying he was too old. The record label was like, he too old, and he was like 30. But in rap, now they want young kids. They don't really want people that's 30 plus and 30.
They want people that they can influence.
Yeah. So basically, Mace was able to.
He made it happen.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So I got respect for Mace. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Plus, Mace also talked about how him and Cam had some issues, because he said when he got signed, he looked like he had the money. He was flexing. You know what I'm saying? But the reality was he had the money yet. So by the time he got the money, he said it was too late. They was already enemies, because it looked like he was getting all the money. He wasn't sharing it. He wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He was taking all the money and not sharing, because he said Cam helped him out before he got money.
yeah.
So a lot of times you got to look at the whole situation. I feel like when you're dealing with
Both sides.
you know what I'm saying? You got to look at both sides. So that's how I see that.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand on that. Y'all check out that. That's $1 million worth of game. If y'all want to check that out. Shout out to Gilly. Them. They doing big things. So.
What about what's going on with Beyonce? And any Beyonce news?
Beyonce album drop. I mean,
Oh, Beyonce got some news, boy.
Beyonce dropped the album, and I'm gonna tell y'all. I mean,
What do you think about the situation with her and Khalees, and then how Monica Lewinsky came out talking about she want her name out of Beyonce's mouth?
Monica Lewinsky already got what she had coming. She got her little money. She got her little fame. So let her be. She good.
Yeah.
She Gucci. You feel me? We ain't worried about her. As far as the Khalees thing, like the whole sample thing, sometimes when people do music, they don't know that stuff is sampled. Like, they don't technically. I don't know if Beyonce knew exactly what it was, because when you hear a beat that's got a sample in it, sometimes you don't always know. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, exactly
from
where it
what
came
from what I heard, Pharrell was the one that gave her that track.
from. Okay.
So
Gave
Pharrell works with
Beyonce.
Khalees. Yeah, and Pharrell works with Khalees.
But Khalees should be happy. I mean, like, it's Beyonce.
I thought
I would
so
be
too.
honored.
She's Chef Khalees now.
I would be honored. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
thought so too, but
But how y'all feel
I
about
guess-
Beyonce album though? That's what I want to ask
oh,
you.
I haven't heard it.
Let's look at her.
I've only listened to a portion of it, like probably like half the album so far. But I think they understand music and they go into a different direction. And theirs is more like house music, and they've done so many genres, and they're just stepping out their comfort zone. And if you hear like the intro just on her first song, there's so many different, like, it's just so much going on in that first beat to just grab you. What's really grabbing you right now?
You gotta listen to it. You gotta check it out.
Yeah.
I never really listen to Beyonce music because it's just not my thing. I like Beyonce. I think she's talented, but I don't go around listening to Beyonce CDs. But I did hear some of the songs.
Yeah.
And because my girl was listening to it, And I'm gonna tell y'all like, just my opinion. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. It's not my kind of music.
But
But like he said, it's tapping into a certain bass,
yeah,
and
you
it
gotta
ain't for
learn to
everybody.
like it.
Well, music ain't for. Just because I don't like it, don't mean it ain't good
Because
music.
it's like
It
Drake
ain't for me.
when he came
I don't
out.
like
We
Drake
didn't
album. It ain't for me.
Oh, you still don't like
I
Drake?
still don't like Drake album because
Oh.
it's not for me. Like if
I
you like
like
house
because
music,
I like
or
to
if you,
just vibe.
it's for
I
whoever
be
likes
vibing.
it. It don't mean it's bad music. Is all I'm saying. It's just not for me. Like I don't. You don't have to like every music you hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Just
true.
because
That's
they're a
your
big
thing.
artist and you supposed to get a respect and all that. But if it's not your type of music and you don't like it, then I don't feel like people should bash you for not liking it.
Do
You know
you
what I'm saying?
do you think that Beyonce is hyped, overrated?
No. I feel like Beyonce deserves everything that Beyonce gets. I feel like she worked hard. She put herself in a position to be in that position. I feel like if you put the work in, I don't feel like it's hype. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
feel like if somebody who didn't put the work in, some of these people who are more privileged, some of these white rappers who went to the top,
Like who? Eminem?
like the Jack Harlows and the other white guys who made it without putting all the
Oh.
hard work in, I feel like they might be overhyped. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is Beyonce worked from the bottom to get where she at. Some of these rappers like them, they come out and they go straight to the big mainstream.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's a bad thing for him. If I'm him, I'm gonna take it too. I'm gonna do it. But I'm telling you how the industry works. Some people have to put in actual work, and some people don't. That's just the way it goes. Some people can just come out, and people just gonna rock with them. They didn't have to work for it. And to me, that's overhyped. If you listen to their music and you listen to some of these cats we hear in these clubs, these opening acts, and some of these, they sound way better.
Yeah, they do. Some of them do. Some of them I be jamming still like, man, who is this again?
And it's not just the color of the skin to put that out there. It's just that certain people have certain ties with certain people, the connections to put them in a place, front of the people who need to hear them. Sometimes the influence. I know somebody who knows somebody. A lot of rappers now, that's how they're getting signed. They're not getting signed off for talent and working. They getting signed off. Somebody knows somebody, and they put them in front of that somebody.
I think it's like everybody. A lot of music is that TikTok sound. That soon as that song blow up on TikTok, they go to a different platform.
Yeah, but
and it stretch
they
out.
usually get a call still from somebody
Yeah.
who knows somebody who can take them
Yeah.
to the next level. So some people get it and they work hard and they put a lot of years in it. I did an interview with Lil Papa. Lil Papa talked about how he put years in. He worked for what he got. So am I going to say he's overrated? No, because that he actually worked to get to where he's at.
Yeah.
Where some people they don't have to do that. They drop a song, everybody get hype behind it, and next thing you know they to the top. And that's when I believe it's hype.
And
I feel
Jack
like
Harlow
Beyonce
did
got
that.
way too many years. I feel like Jack Harlow definitely did. I don't feel like he had to do what the black rappers would have had to do. You know what I'm saying? Because when a lot of these rappers, like white rappers like Macklemore's and people before him, they make music and they go to the MTV performances. They go to the Billboard performances.
Yeah.
The black rappers don't get those opportunities.
Yeah.
Like you don't see Lil Baby on that stuff. You don't see Lil Durk on that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and they go straight. And then what happens is they go straight to arena shows. They don't do all of the little clubs or hole in the walls in Carolina that's the size of this room. They don't do that.
But
They
what
go-
I'm saying is, did he actually say that he hasn't been working for 15 years?
It's not what he had to say. It's what I saw. It's when I see an artist. I'm out here. I see artists working. I see artists doing city to city, town to town before they go mainstream. And then I see
And he
artists.
ain't
that-
never did that.
I don't know if he did it. I'm trying to tell you from what I see. It don't appear to be that way. He's not out here in these clubs. He's not out here in these smaller things. He went straight to the big mainstream media. That's what a lot of white rappers do. They don't do clubs. They don't have to do club appearances. They go straight to the top.
Yeah. I
Big-
say shout out Mac Miller, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
You
shout
know,
out-
he won that they grinded from the ground up.
you
R.I.P.
have
Mac Miller.
like you have
Yeah.
some that have to grind from the bottom, but what I'm saying is I'm not gonna say they ain't put in no work. What I'm gonna say is that they put in some work, but then it took them straight to the top. Where
It's not
some,
equivalent.
Yeah.
But that's our
we
society.
see it. We out here. Let's
American
be honest.
privilege, though.
Me and you out here.
You know.
We
You
out
know
here,
what type
right?
of privilege that is.
We out here in these clubs. We out here in these shows.
You know.
We out here in these clubs, right? We out here in these shows,
Yeah.
right? What do you see? Do you see what I'm saying when I say
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
we see an artist like we'll use Boogie for example. Boogie, you got him well before, like he was main, like what level he is now. But you seen he was in the little Valdosta show. He had another show over here in Mississippi. He got another show over in Alabama. He hitting all these back roads. Now he's hitting bigger stages. But they grind the same thing with Mooski and all the other artists. We caught them in their premature stage to watch them to get to where they at.
But what she said, do you believe that Jack Harlow had to do that? To take the same level
I really don't know.
to get
Yeah,
to
'cause how would
I
you
don't
But did
know?
you see it? Did you
Nah,
see
I
it?
ain't see it.
Okay. That's what I'm
when
saying.
I heard Jack Harlow, he was already in the arena.
Exactly.
That's
That's all I'm
Jack
saying.
Harlow. Hey.
That's what I'm trying
He
to
got
tell you.
some songs,
That's
though.
what I call hype. That's what I call hype.
Yeah.
He made good music though.
I'm not. No, he can rap. I'm not trying to take away from
I
him. I'm
just
trying
think
to tell you the difference between hype and somebody who worked for it. That's my
that-
opinion.
I just think that you pick and choose which ones you like. Most people, you pick and choose which ones you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you how the mainstream
they all
media
are
work,
hype.
though.
They're all hype.
But let's
the
talk about
numbers
the
are
main-
all lied about.
Nah.
Everything's bought.
Nah.
The network is
Not
bought.
Beyonce.
The industry is
Not Beyonce.
bought.
Not Beyonce.
There are a million women
I'm
who
not
have
gonna
who have singing
Nah.
talent. Why are they not up there?
Because Beyonce put in work.
Things are bought and paid for, and networks.
She
It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business.
People don't
So-
understand business, and we know some talented people, but they don't got the
But
drive.
they don't have
They don't got the drive.
Well,
or all
and
the
they-
other.
The money, the
It's a
talent,
lot of
yeah.
it's a lot of traits that come with being an artist.
Yeah. And if you
got-
have a dad manager and you have these connections,
But
it's
I wouldn't
easier.
say she's hype though,
Her
because
mom, they have connections.
she's
in
made
the
a lot of
industry.
hit records though. You can't say
Beyonce
it's
survived
hype.
2 Destiny Child.
That's what I'm saying. she it's a lot of hype we talking
I'm
about.
fighting
but
for
she-
Destiny Child.
But I'm just talking about. You can't really say that Beyonce got hype behind her. That's what I'm saying. Beyonce earned her hype.
I'm just going off of what I heard other artists
But
say.
you saw how long Beyonce been in the game?
She been in the game a long time. But
Okay.
how long has Monica been in the game? How long has Brandy been in? Okay. Brandy's excluded because Brandy also has family in the industry. But smaller, Tierra Marie.
Okay.
You know, like, if you're not a Rockefeller, you're not going to be like Beyonce. It doesn't matter what happens, how good you can sing. You're not going to be
That's all about
a
how you
star
have a
like
business,
that if
though,
you
at the
don't
same
have
time.
those
That's how she
connections.
does.
That's
Her
about how you-
husband is Jay-Z.
But her dad had.
But she was already big
They had the
before this.
business.
She was
like-
big, but she wasn't popular. Think about 2008
What song?
when Carrie Hilson was out before everything.
Hilson fire.
Carrie Hilson was hotter than Beyonce. You remember 2008?
But everybody had a time.
Yeah, I
was
mean-
consistent.
Beyonce is very consistently on top. That's all I'm gonna say. Like how everybody else has their ebbs and their
But she
flows.
working. She working.
Yeah, they work.
You know.
And
She
just from
working.
what I see, you
I'm
don't,
not
you don't
saying
see a
it. I'm
lot
just,
about them, but
you
they
know,
work.
you got to be the devil's
But you know when
advocate,
Beyonce
and
started-
you got to be a realist. Like, of course, everything is not just talent.
When Beyonce started with Destiny Child, they did the smaller venues. That's all I'm saying. She did the smaller venues. She did the features with the artists that was a little bit bigger than her at the time. She put in work. I mean, Beyonce got songs with like Slim Thug, Silk the Shocker, people like that you would never think because they
Yeah.
had a little bit more fame right then. And now Beyonce is Beyonce, so you can't say that it's hype. It's that she just put in the right footwork.
Are you in the BI?
Hey, I might be. I just
Hey,
might
she
be.
do got a coat. Hey, I'm
I
from
just
Texas,
might be.
man. Shout out.
No, I'm just trying to
from
explain
They
to you.
are in the
I can't say it's
Beehive.
hype. I'm saying that she worked. I watched. How many years Beyonce got in this game? Let's talk about that.
Man.
by herself.
But just in general, since she started in this business, how long she been in the business?
A long time.
So
Beyonce
she
is
deserve
great.
it.
All I'm saying is that certain people are hyped. The numbers are inflated. That's what Kanye said. I'm just going off of what people
Are
in
we
the
listening to
industry
Kanye
have
now?
said. I love Kanye.
Are we listening to what
Of
Kanye?
course.
Are we taking
Hey, I
Kanye
listen.
advice?
Hey, Kanye.
Are we taking Kanye's
I
advice
would.
though?
I'll
Yeah,
listen to Kanye.
Kanye is the insider in
That
the
might be
industry.
y'all problem because y'all taking advice from Kanye.
He'll give little bits.
Y'all taking advice from Kanye. So long as y'all taking advice from Kanye,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all be alright. I'd rather take advice
He
from
knows
somebody
better than
else
I
that's
do.
not Kanye. That's all I'm saying. He know what he know, but I'd rather take advice from somebody else. That's all I'm saying.
You don't like Kanye.
Street Fame Podcast, y'all already know. Another episode is about to go crazy. We got Steel Graham in here.
Yes, sir.
Y'all already know. Follow Steel
The plug
Graham.
best friend.
Y'all already know.
Street
Follow
Fame
Rapunzel the poet.
And y'all already know, man. It's going up.